Today I'm going to profile one of my favorite northern Arizona towns, and that is Munds Park. Now, Munds Park is a small community about 20 miles south of Flagstaff, and it has 23 square miles of pristine forest, ponderosa pine terrain for you to come explore. Some people camp, some people have cabins, some people stay in the RV park, all sorts of opportunities for people that like the outdoors. I'm going to show you where it is on the map. So if you're coming from Phoenix, you would take the Interstate 17 north, and probably after about 2 hours, you would hit the Munds Park exit, and there you go. It's not very far off the freeway. Now, if you're coming from Flagstaff, it would take you maybe 25 minutes to get there. You would just go south on the Interstate 17 and take the same exit. Now, it's very nice because I live in the village of Oak Creek, and I can get to Munds Park in 35 minutes. And it's quite amazing because village here, I'm living at about an altitude of 4,000 foot. Munds Park is about 6,700 foot. So in 35 minutes, I can hit I-17, and then there's suddenly about a 6% grade on and off all the way to the rest of Flagstaff, and that's how I climb about 2,600 foot in elevation and go from high desert to high mountain pine. It's really nice. So let me tell you some of the things that you could do in Munds Park. First of all, there is a country club, the Pinewood Country Club, where you could have become a member of the country club, and there's a golf course there, a beautiful 18-hole golf course. It's supposed to be a championship golf course, and it's beautiful. In the summertime, it's about 70, 80 degree mark, and if you're coming from Phoenix, you don't have to wait until 5 a.m. to go golfing. It's nice all day. Another thing you can do in Munds Park is just hang out with your family and friends, sit on your deck, have a beer, have a glass of wine, and bond with your family. You can go camping. It's also a good hunting spot. So when I say camping, though, I don't mean an actual community of Munds Park. If you drive through Pinewood Drive and keep going past all the homes, there's a little area where you could camp or set up a hunting base there. There's supposed to be very good elk hunting in that neighboring area. You can ride your quads, your side-by-sides. You can go fishing in Lake Odell. There's hiking. There's a good trail. There's the Arizona Trail that actually goes over, and you can make it to Mormon Lake through the Arizona Trail because it comes out on the other side. Now, it's funny that Mormon Lake is on the other side of the mountain from Munds Park, and if you see the map, it's interesting because it's about the same distance from Flagstaff, same climate, elevation, similar to Munds Park, but it's just on the other side of the mountain from it. So that gives you an idea of where it might be. Also, Munds Park has several restaurants, not just one. It has maybe 4. It has 2 major gas stations. It has a hair salon and a place where you could rent RVs and a lot of amenities that they don't have in the smaller places like Mormon Lake or Stillman Lake. Let me tell you about the weather. So the elevation of Munds Park is around 6,600 foot high, and so that will give it a similar climate to Flagstaff. So yes, it gets snow in the wintertime, although this year we've gotten very little snow. A typical year you might see 25 to 75 inches of snow. The precipitation, if you measure the precipitation, it is, let's see, 22 inches. The average high temperature in July is 82 degrees, and the average low in January is 15 degrees. So if you're into winter sports, this could be a good place for you to come. Some other interesting facts about Munds Park: it probably is less than a half of an hour to get there from Flagstaff. Now, the population there is mostly seasonal, but I have known people that will buy a permanent home in Munds Park and commute to Flagstaff because the prices are a little bit better, or you get a little bit more there. Now, population numbers, that was kind of hard to determine because it's a seasonal community. So I'm seeing on Google sites anywhere from 700 to 868. But now there are way more properties and homes than that. So that is maybe full-time residents or maybe just a number that came out of the census. The median age for residents of Munds Park is 67 years old. Now that's pretty high. Now here in Sedona, the average age, the median age is 56, 57, which is again higher than the rest of the state. And now Munds Park, it's 66, 67. I have read that that's 82% higher than the average age of the entire state. So it is an older population, but there are plenty of kids that come with the families and have activities to do. So if you decide to come visit Munds Park, where do you stay? Well, that's a good question. Basically, you've got at least 4 choices. There's this cute little motel called Motel in the Pines. It's a small place, but you have good views and you're in the heart of the action, and that is one place that you can just call, make reservations. You could also stay at a VRBO, Airbnb type of a residence. There are some investors that have places constantly booked that way, and then some people just rent their place occasionally, maybe once a month or so, to supplement their mortgage. You don't have tons of short-term rentals there, but there are some of those if you would like to stay there. The third option is to go camping, and like I said, camping is not in where the properties are. You take Pinewood Boulevard and you keep going. It turns into Mormon Road, and then there's camping back in there. And the last possibility is there is the Munds Park RV and Resort. Now, that is a seasonal place, and there are 3 phases. Basically, one thing you could do is bring in your camper, motorhome, fifth wheel, and park it in a spot and pay by the night. I think it's about $45 a night, and you might have to stay at least 2 nights, that I'm not sure of. Or you could have something like a park model mobile home, and then you could put it there for the season, and then you could rent seasonally. So the season goes from April 1st to October 30th, and if you want to rent for the season, it's maybe $3,200 for the season for the smaller phase, and up to $3,800 for the newer, better phases for the year. Now you can also buy some of the existing park models, or even I saw a fifth wheel for sale on the Munds Park website if you look and find the resort tab. I can't sell you anything like that because I can only sell mobile homes if they are affixed to the land, like if you own the lot it sits on. But if you go to their website, you could certainly find more information on that. One thing that's nice about Munds Park is there is a big variety or range of properties in there. So you could buy a manufactured home or even an older mobile home, and it is on its own lot. So you would have your own lot, maybe a 5,000 square foot lot, so not a huge lot, but you'd own the mobile home on the land, and you could get into something like that for about $125,000, $175,000. So that's nice, and they're all about in the same area. So if you want to get in a starter place or just not spend a lot of money, you have that choice. Then you have the mid-priced homes that are single-family homes. Probably the cheapest single-family home is about $250,000, and then they go all the way up to the millions. And then, of course, there are several luxury properties that are just breathtaking, huge, different styles of architecture. It's just fun to drive through there and see the different types of homes. So while we're talking about properties, I want to tell you a little bit about real estate there. So I wanted to find out how many homes are there in Munds Park. The internet wasn't helpful at all. It said there were 500, and it's like, no, I know that can't be right. So I just went to the Coconino County tax record and ran a little report, and I saw there were like maybe 2,955, so 2,900, but some of those are going to be businesses and commercial, so I would bet it's safe to say maybe 2,900 homes in Munds Park. Now, real estate is kind of expensive there. Possibly up to 50% higher in price than the rest of the state, and the cost of living may be 20% higher than the rest of the state. So I am looking on the listing service, and I'm seeing homes commonly listed for $300 to $350 per square foot, even higher than that. So the price is pretty high, but there are two reasons for that. One, of course, is location, 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 right? It's a great location. It's not in Flagstaff, but it's terrain of Flagstaff. It's a fun area. So location. And then, of course, the number one thing that always drives price is supply and demand. So the location is driving the demand up. And right now there's huge demand for second homes and cabins. And the supply is low, so that's why the prices are high in Munds Park. Will it stay that way? I certainly couldn't tell you. Let me tell you a little bit about sales this year. I looked on the multiple listing service and I saw yesterday there were only, 18 active and under contract homes listed on the MLS. That's it. And very few of them were active. There is a brand new one for $250,000 single family home, 2-bed, 1-bath that will probably be sold by the end of the weekend. But if you're looking, give me a call and I could show it to you. Probably Saturday would be your only chance because it's going to be gone by Sunday. So over the year, so it's early December, exactly 228 properties have closed, and by the time the year is over, it will be more than that because we still have the entire month of December for properties to close. Now, this is the slow time of year, and of course, there are other properties that are going to sell not counted on the Northern Arizona MLS. You'll have the for sale by owners, and you'll also have some people list with a Phoenix agent because they're from Phoenix, and that will show up only on the Phoenix MLS. But 95% of the homes buying and selling go on the Northern Arizona MLS. And what usually happens is people will start listing their homes for sale April, May, early spring, and then they'll sell all summer and fall, and it will slow down this time of year. And you'll have steady sales all through the spring and summer months. So let me tell you a little bit about restaurants. So there's a few restaurants, a few different choices there. There's this place called Agie's, which is a really fun barbecue place. There's a little patio where if you want in the summertime, you can sit out with your dogs. They have the best barbecue ribs I think I've ever had. They have great sides. The owner is super nice and friendly. So I learned of this because a friend of mine from Gilbert, or a friend and her husband, were coming up for a day trip, and they said, hey, let's meet at this place for lunch. And wow, it was really good. So every time I go through Munds Park, I stop there and have lunch. So, and it's the slow season right now. If you could get up there to support that business, it's great. So there's also the Pinewood Country Club, but this is a private membership place. You might not go to that place very often. There is the Munds Park Bar and Grill. I've not been inside, but it's a really cute place, and I hear they even have live music sometimes on the weekend. There's this place called Martino's, which it's Italian. There's Koto's Coffee Shop. Now, I drove by today. It's super small coffee shop, but it is very cute. And there's this place called the Wandering Donkey. I saw that. That's actually on the west side of the highway in that little tiny area of Munds Park. So, a couple other interesting facts. The population density of Munds Park is probably lower than 50% of the state. So, to me, it still looks a little bit densely populated, but I do live in a village of Oak Creek, a very rural area. The median age, again, I said, is 66 years old, which is higher than 50% of the, let me say that again, it's 50% higher than the average age of the state. And 94% Caucasians, and 6,700 foot elevation. So my name is Dawn Dickenson. I sell real estate here in Northern Arizona. If you ever have a real estate question, best way to get hold of me is either text me or leave me a voicemail asking for a time to set up to talk. You could send an email if you're not in a huge hurry. Sometimes my emails get really backed up, and if I'm busy, I might not look for days. Same thing with the comments. I love comments, but if you write, oh, please call me to talk about real estate, I might not see that for a month. So any questions, feel free to give me a call or an email. Now, I post videos on Northern Arizona topics, real estate type topics every single week. So if you like this video, please come back next week. Now, I don't consistently post on the same day, but if you like the video, please subscribe and maybe hit a like, and I hope to see you here again next week.